I have no clue about Yemen.
It sounds like something Italian.
Muslim? I really don't know anything about Yemen.
Yemen? Yemen. Yemen. Jewish?
Sand.
Like very strict people.
Food.
I have a friend from Yemen.
Food.
The woman with the scars being traditional dress.
It's an Arabic country.
The girl, how they dress.
They're Muslim there, I think.
I think that's where the Arabic country started from.
Americans know very little about Yemen for a variety of reasons. Let's be honest, Americans don't know a whole lot about any country outside of their own. I mean, if you went to America and asked them the capital of Canada, most couldn't even tell you that. I joined the Peace Corps in 1988, soon after finishing college. Well, a recruiter called and she said, "What do you think about going to Yemen?" And she goes, "Yeah, we're trying to get people, enough people, to do a new pilot project that we're initiating in Yemen." For the first time, they were going to take Americans and put them in rural Yemen to teach English as a second language. The funniest part about being in Yemen on the first day was we got into a car and off we go, and I've never seen traffic so crazy in all my life. Everywhere we went, every corner, people were honking their horns and shouting out the window and making these strange gestures that I had no idea what they meant. And the traffic was all going into single file, coming from 5 different directions. And the best way that I could sum it up, it was organized chaos. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do, but for someone outside the country, it made absolutely no sense. And at that point, I was glad that I wasn't behind the wheel. The Yemeni society is very gracious. They are more than happy to have you come into their home. I was invited to many different homes. It was a measure of Arab hospitality that you would never see in the United States, where strangers would come up to you and say, "Please come have dinner with us," or "Come have lunch with us." As a Peace Corps volunteer, I was sent to a remote village called Uzla, which sits in the area known as Badan. I was the only American for miles, and this was a pilot project, so there had been no American that had ever been in this area before. And so everybody was always curious, what was this American doing in the middle of nowhere in Yemen? Because most Yemenis left Yemen to go to America or go to work in the oil fields in Yemen. What would an American be doing there? And I know that some of the Yemenis believed I was a spy. The second year that I lived in my village, I moved closer into the city, and I lived right next to the mosque. And I was told after about 2 days that I was there that the people the imam and others who run the mosque, they took the loudspeaker from the mosque that says the call to prayer, and they pointed it right straight at my house. And the funny thing about that is the first call to prayer is about 6 in the morning. And so it was like my alarm clock. Every morning you would have the call to prayer that would jolt you out of bed. Now after a while you get kind of used to it at 6 in the morning. But I have to say it's quite a shock coming from where I do. So that was an interesting experience. The Yemenis bring many assets culturally to America. The Yemenis are very family oriented. And so they bring their whole sense of the importance of family, the contributions that family bring. The Yemenis also have a long tradition of mercantilism. They make excellent businessmen. And so they bring that talent to the United States as well.
I was born in a small village called Irem, which is in the southern part of what used to be the Kingdom of Yemen, which was actually North Yemen.
You look sharp. You look way thinner.
I did. I lost 20 pounds.
Did you? I know you did. You look good.
Easy.
Real good.
Easy.
Yeah.
Really easy. It's a matter
Wonderful.
of calories in, calories out.
I got to do the same thing.
You can. Do you want to?
I lost a little bit.
Do you want to? Huh?
How did you do it?
I said just less. Eat less. And I eat anything I want.
He knows how to make a person feel
very important.
It's so good to see you.
See you again.
Yes.
Dr. Abdi was one of my mentors when I was a resident in this program in Youngstown, Ohio, many years ago. And he and I taught advanced laparoscopic surgery in Carnegie, Pittsburgh, at my laboratory. We trained possibly over 600 surgeons from all over the world at that center. And Dr. Abdi was one of my fiercest teachers.
Standing perfectly still in front of my and a prone apron of steam.
When we have the comprehensive breast care center, we'll do a lot of things. MRI, digital mammography, everything. All this will be gutted, remodeled, so everything is oriented to help these women. I wanted my dear wife to live, to be part of the lives of so many women since she lost hers.
Slips away.
Harazi came out with his cousin and his daughter. As he was coming out with them, he went down the steps, opens the door. He gets shot from the left-hand side to the right, and it got stuck on his shoulder. The bullet, right on the spot. His oldest daughter was looking from the window. His wife was there.
His daughters and his wife adored him.
As his wife coming out, she was holding him. He fell on his right shoulder and laid down. This is the way his wife was sitting, holding him. The ambulance came 15 minutes later, and he died right here.
I'm missing an older brother. It's like missing an older brother.